Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting video. Today we are taking a look at the CV-6 Enterprise and a few things I've been working on. Again, this is kind of like a side project I do once in a while because I've got to do other things. So not a lot happening here, but we're just going to talk about a few changes and tweaks and what's going to be happening with it. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so we are inside the hangar. The plane is moving, and this is kind of a work in progress. It's not set up yet so that you can get in easily. And the plane rolls, but is on dual rails. That's the only way I could get them to connect. I don't know what the deal was, but I tried various ways of connecting one rail, and it just would not work. So it is on dual rails, and if we go ahead and lower this, and I have trouble with this too. This drives me crazy. Look at this. Right? Look, doesn't want to come down. All right, there it goes. Okay, so want to bring the elevator down. And so the reason I am doing all of this is to make it very easy to launch planes and then retrieve them, hopefully, bring them back down, maybe reload? Wouldn't that be nice? That would be nice if we could reload them, but I don't know about that. But definitely handle a few planes in here. And this plane is made super simple. So there's no pivots on this plane. There's just some rails, and that seems to keep the frame rate high. So we should be able to load a few planes in here without causing any issues. So we're going to go ahead and get it. Oh, look at that. It's falling off the rail. Rails have been giving me a lot of trouble. I couldn't get it to attach to a single rail, so we have double. We also did this whole thing separate. So these are what you call hard points connecting the rail, because I think, and I could be wrong, that the block limit was actually deactivating the rails. But I don't know for sure. But this seems to be working, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can get it up the elevator. And look, see this? See that? So odd. It was working earlier, and now it's disconnecting when it goes to this rail. So I don't know if I'm going to have to do this or not, but we're going to go ahead and try it. You know what? While you're here, we'll just do it live. Let's do it live. Let's see if this is the problem. So these rails are separate bodies. These rails are connected to this elevator. Which in turn, you know, are part of the ship that may deactivate. I don't know for sure. Let's go into the hangar and check it out. I mean the editor, not the hangar. Okay, here we are. Now, what's interesting is earlier today, I did not have to do this, and I was testing it, and everything was working fine. So it's really interesting that when I go to do a video, all of a sudden everything breaks. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and see if we can fix this railing by making a separate body. And if you don't know what I mean, let me just go ahead and separate it. So if I go ahead and add this back, you can see this is separate. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And I really don't know if I'm doing this for any reason, or I'm just making this up to try to make it work, and it's not going to do anything. But we will try. Now, the reason I'm doing this is Stormworks has a block limit, and sometimes it deletes blocks. If you were to spawn this in the spawn area, even if it's modified, it would start deleting blocks randomly. Now I think, and I could be wrong, that when I'm spawning this as a mission, it's not deleting the blocks, but it's deactivating their function. Now I could be wrong, I don't know, so I thought, you know what, let me put it as a separate body, and maybe it will behave in a nicer way. I don't know for sure, but we're gonna try. So let's just add this here, add this here. Okay, and make sure everything is connected. So that is connected to that, that's connected to that. Okay, let's save this. So it's gonna spawn in a second, and we'll see if that fixed it. Also, we may have to restart Stormworks just because it acts weird sometimes. So we're just going to go ahead and try this and see if this fixes the issue. And if it does, great. If not, we'll restart Stormworks and see if that fixes the issue. Because it was working. It was! Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Well, it's not flying in the air. That's good. Let's make sure that it is not full of water anywhere. So, not full of water, not full of water. Water! What did I forget here? Okay, we'll have to check this. For some reason I thought there was water in here. I must have done something with one of these. Oh, there it is right there. You see that? Those are not watertight. Okay, so that's a problem there. I covered these. Okay, we'll fix those later. But for right now, let's just go ahead and show you the plane again to see if we can get it off the deck. Because what I wanted to show you was that the planes are made simple, of course, to fit quite a few down here. The second thing is I wanted to go ahead and make the plane easy to retrieve and take off. And the reason... No, look at that. It does not like it. Okay, we're going to restart Stormworks. Alright, so we're even going to create a new game just to make sure we start off super fresh. Disable all that crap and spawn again. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's head out to the dock. Of course, because we started a new game. The weather sucks because that's a feature? I don't know. But it always starts off raining. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and go into the editor and spawn the mission. There's a carrier. Looks like it's floating properly at the right level. That's good. All right, let's go into the hangar before my plane starts moving around. And let's see if this makes a difference on the rails. Now, like I said, I've had trouble with the rails. Oops, we need electricity. And electricity. Okay. I've had trouble with the rails. Come on. And I've had trouble with the... Oh, these two. I don't know why it gets stuck. I'm going to try different settings with the sliders because this sucks. If you have any tips, leave them in the comments below because this irritates me. They're set to 132 and I also tried them at like 1.4 and that didn't work. The only time they really work is if you set them to be super fast. Really? Come on. Oh, well, the plane flew the other way. That's great. Plane, don't fall off the rails. You're going to make my test look stupid. Oh, it flew off the rails. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to jump on the plane, and just to slow its movement down, we're going to put down the landing gear. That will slow it down a little bit so it doesn't move so much. Maybe. We can also push it a little bit this way. Go this way, please. Go this way. Okay. Let's see if we can get the elevator down, which would be really nice. Oh, good. Okay. And now let's push the plane back onto the rail. All this just to show you a takeoff. And hopefully the rails work here. Okay. So we restarted the game. And pushed the rails back on. Okay, good, good. Now hopefully the plane stays on the rails. Are you going to stay on the rails? No, it's not. It is not on the rails. Look at that. Oh, I do not like this. It worked just a little bit earlier when I was testing this because I wanted to show you guys. And now we can put the landing gear back up. And it's back on the rails. Watch this. Look, it's off the rails. That is so irritating. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with this. It was working perfectly fine. And now I can't show you a nice, easy takeoff using rails. I would submit this as a bug. I think somebody else did already. But the fact is that I'm going to smash the plane. The fact is... Yeah. The fact is that when I submit bugs, there's no point to it because they're going to say that they don't support the large vehicles. So, submitting this as a bug won't be valid. So, yeah. What the heck, man? We're inside the hangar. Should we try one more time? I'm going to leave the landing gear up this time. So, see, this works. Now, it wasn't working before until I added the hard points. But now, for some reason, just because you're watching, this rail no longer works. What? That's making me crazy, not gonna lie. Okay, so maybe you have to do it fast. Okay, go fast. Go onto there really quick. Stay hooked. Stay connected. Do it. Do it. And no, look at that. Disconnects as soon as it hits these rails. Oh, that's so annoying. Whatever. We're just going to try to take off and end this video because it's frustrating. If you have any tips on how to get the rails Alright, so forget the plane launching. I'm not going to be able to show you that today because I still have problems to work out. I can't figure out why the rails are disconnecting. If you know, or think you know, leave it in the comments below. But like I said, it was working earlier, and now it's totally not working. And I didn't change anything. So anyways, yeah, so the idea is that the plane would be pushed back. There's multiple planes down there, all with brakes, so they're rails so they don't, fly around down at the bottom. And then you unclick the rail, or unlock the rail, push the plane back on the elevator, bring the plane up, the plane sits there, and then you will be able to launch, and this would be not falling down. And then you would stay on the rails, because in multiplayer you can't really control sometimes the rudder properly. So you would run the rails on the plane with the gear down and the engine on, and you would go to the end, and then you would just take off nice and easy and fly around, which I did earlier. It's so disappointing I can't show you now. And then of course when you land, it has the magnet on the back of the plane instead of wires, because they don't work properly in the game anyways. And you come in and land. Hopefully you'll be able to connect to the rails again, and then we'll be able to push the plane, or push the plane to elevator number 3, which is, I think, yeah, right here. Elevator number 3 is right here. You would then take the plane down, and then you could reload it or whatever down there, and then put the elevator back up, and then launch your next plane. That's the idea. But I couldn't show you that because Stormworks rails are not nice to me. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to show you before I let you go today, since that was a complete waste of time, I started making it so that you can actually go up into the top. Now, this is going to be pretty blank. I'm probably going to put a lot of fake doors that are locked so that we don't have all this open space. And it, just looks like there's something in here. And so you'll be able to come up here. I think this floor was communications. We could put communications in here if we want, I guess. Next up. Wait, maybe this is communications. I don't know. I'll have to go look at the diagram. But anyways, if you come over to the helm area, you'll see it's still not set up. But we're going to set this up, make it look a little bit nicer. Again, watching the frame rate constantly. Every time I add a plane, every time I do something on the inside or outside. So we want to be able to play this. I don't care that it's not got full interior or that the hangar is kind of empty. I want you to be able to play with this in multiplayer. Heck, I want to be able to play with this in multiplayer. Oh, that reminds me. I can show you one more thing. Let's go to the workbench. Wait, before we go to the workbench. Okay, these are the brakes in the carrier. The pink line is a brake, and then, ooh, and then this yellow-green line is a brake. So there's 3 pieces to this carrier. Now, I did not know this until I played with Rowan, but when you start moving this carrier, it will start to break up in between these areas with large gaps in multiplayer. So what he suggested, and I didn't know this, maybe you did know this, is that hardpoints can keep the ship together better. Not perfect, but better. So it will still separate a little bit or overlap, but it's not giving you like a 2-foot gap in multiplayer, at least when I was testing it with Eggnog. So let me show you this real quick, what we did. All right, here we go. This is the mid section. And what we did is we added hard points, one this way and then the little piece this way. So we did them like, each one of each on each side, just to see if we could cancel out the physics so that in multiplayer they don't separate as much. So hopefully that will help you if you are building a large ship. Use the hard points to connect as well as the magnets. Magnets are for passing data through basically, but these hard points are for me to keep the ship together. So hopefully that'll work in multiplayer, and hopefully if you didn't know that, it was a helpful tip. Thanks to Rowan and Eggnog for helping me figure that out. Alright, so that's it for today. I was hoping to get the plane flying for you so you could see how the rail system works, but apparently the rail system doesn't work. If you have tips, again, leave them in the comments below for those darn rails. And elevators. What are your best settings for the elevators? Because I've tried it at a high gear and a low gear, and it still gets stuck. I'm not sure it's the size of the ship or what the deal is, but it's driving me crazy. All right, I will see you next time. Bye.